And with the increase in concern to GMOs and the health risks that may come with them, many shoppers have turned to buying organic products. With the CSU parking system, you don't even have to print out a ticket. Simply enter your plate number, enter your form of payment, and it's as simple as that. The annual parade brings together hundreds of corgis like this little girl right here. And since corgis are well known for their high levels of energy, the day was nothing short than tons of fun. And after serving as the football arena for CSU for many decades, independent excavators began demolition to Hughes Stadium this past week. City Park is a very popular hangout spot here in Fort Collins. Swimming pools, picnic areas, and tons of play sets make it one of the perfect places for families to spend their day. The crash caused scattered debris all around this property, as well as extensive damage to this fence. A woman crashed into a utility pole around 5:25 this morning. With the government reopening and the March 5th deadline quickly approaching to possibly repeal DACA, many dreamers are wondering, what's next? Turning Point USA is a national conservative group that has chapters on college campuses across the country, including CSU. Aubrey says he used to be involved with the group, but distanced himself because he doesn't agree with the organization's views. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, more than 64,000 Americans died in 2016 from opioid overdose alone. Yes, Sydney. Now, this has actually been a big issue within the Fort Collins community of whether or not City Council wants to provide the funding to the Fort Collins Mennonite Fellowship Church regarding implementing their locker program. Oscar receives food waste from various locations on campus and composts it. According to Housing and Dining Services, Oscar receives 2,000 pounds of waste a day. According to Taylor herself in her song, Look What You Made Me Do, the old Taylor is dead. This new album is pop mixed with an alternative rock vibe. Well, Sydney, I don't know about you, but this Ram definitely got out and voted in the ASCSU election.
So did I, and one of the best parts about voting is you get one of those cool I voted stickers.
Cool I voted sticker. If you want that sticker, make sure you get out there and vote. That's all the time we have tonight, CSU. Homelessness in Fort Collins affects approximately 18.3% of residents.
Right now I happen to be in a shed. I'm able to sleep in a shed right now.
And Fort Collins Mennonite Fellowship Church wants to do their part to help alleviate the burden through the implementation of a locker program.
These would be lockers for people who are currently experiencing homelessness.
Steve Raymer, head pastor of the church, intends to build lockers that will be located at the back of the property in hopes of helping those experiencing homelessness keep their possessions safe.
I don't know how many times, like on Friday nights or Sunday mornings, people are asking me, oh, do you have any backpacks? Because mine was stolen.
And is asking the city for a $10,500 grant to fund the 20 locker pilot program.
Potentially, you could say, in a year's time, 20 lockers every 4 times a year you have turnover, that's 100 people could potentially benefit.
Raymer insists the project is not only valuable, but critical.
All the things that you need to get a license, that you need to get a job, a lot of these things people are losing. Plus, they're losing those things that they're pictures of their children.
However, the project has stirred a concern for safety within the Fort Collins community.
The security that the church had suggested, a 24-hour security camera, for example, was not enough to really mitigate their concerns.
The 2x2 lockers will be put into place along this wall, allowing for those experiencing homelessness the opportunity to store their possessions. City Council is meeting tonight to discuss this proposal and decide whether or not to provide the fundings to keep the project moving forward.
Council would provide direction at this meeting about next steps in the event that they decided not to fund it or if they decide to fund it.
But regardless of city funding or not, Raymer aims to keep the project moving forward, a move he attributes to a higher calling.
The reason I'm doing this is that it's pretty clear that Jesus calls us to serve the poor and to care for the homeless.
And one that will hopefully benefit the homeless population.
I would use that locker too, store some stuff in it just for just in case. You never know when you have to leave the area that you're at.
In Fort Collins, Kiara Cole, CTV Channel 11. Residents of the Lamplighter Mobile Home Park woke up to quite the scare this morning.
Our son came in because he goes to work really early and he just started banging on the door saying, wake up, there's a fire.
The growing inferno initially threatened many homes residing in the park.
I thought the fire would go farther, Over here.
Walk around the corner and you've seen the flames about 30 feet up in the air above the trees.
And although the threat to lives and homes is diminished,
the mobile home park and the other associated businesses are okay.
Officials are still cautioning to avoid the surrounding area.
Still have active fire. Firefighters are still dealing with hot spots. We're overturning debris, and so we still have fire in the immediate area.
Firefighter officials say the fire originated in a barn before igniting a nearby storage unit and construction trailers, leaving quite the impact.
It's a large footprint. It's approximately just shy of a half a football field of debris.
However, the fire could have been substantially worse, as there was an asphalt plant in the surrounding area.
It's really scary because I thought that it was the asphalt plant that's right behind the park.
But thanks to the quick work of firefighter officials,
Time is a big factor when we fight fires. We want to get water on the fire immediately.
the potential for devastating outcomes was avoided.
It is scary to know that all of these houses could have been taken out. You know, how much people work so hard to get what they have, and that it all could have just been gone like that. So it's amazing that everybody was here at the right time, at the right place, so everything got taken care of.
In Colorado Springs, Kiara Coles, KRDO News Channel 13.
Losing hope, you're getting down and down on yourself, and I remember there was a moment on the road where it was gone, where I straight up asked the one question I've never asked before in my life: why me?
This question came into a mall cashier's life after witnessing an unthinkable tragedy.
They're getting the updates on my father's sister, Amti Basima. Her name means to smile. Her dead body was the first body they pulled out of the rubble.
Amal's aunt was one of the many who lost their lives when a bomb struck their home in Syria.
And then they kept pulling bodies out, and it was crazy because it's like, I know her, I played with her, I climbed the tree with her, I know them.
Seeing the devastation in Syria led Amal to call attention to what she labels tyrants.
Everyone was gonna know. I was gonna tell the person sitting next to me on an airplane, the gas station clerk. I was gonna tell every single person that I met, this is what happened to my family.
I do what I do because I have to.
Through poems and spoken word, Amal addresses social injustices in the world, a lifestyle she started 7 years ago.
This empowers me. Being on a stage, I love to do it.
And one that serves as an educator in the community she visits.
Her experience and some of the insight that she had to share is not one that I think we see or hear very often on this campus. And so, and that's the type of folks we tend to look for the conference, to kind of just continue on the theme of education for our students.
And while Amal has witnessed many tragedies,
how do these people do these things?
She is still a strong believer in the goodness of humanity.
Mankind has made it this far, and we are the facilitators of that. We must stop saying that we are the future because we are the present. Put your feet on the grassroots. Open your ears and listen to the stories around you.